You got a bottle here, large med. Oh, it's an earlier Hoods. Hoods sarsaparilla. Okay, I got something big here, like a bitters looking thing. Wine bitters. How's a base? Looks like an 1880s thing. Top Solar. Woods Tonic. Wine bitters. Cincinnati, Ohio. Man, that's gotta be a good one. I would keep it down the hole with me, but dude, I am just scared that I'll step on it and break it like I did a good flask one time. That wine bitters is going to be a hard bottle to top for the best bottle of the day. Here's an extract looking thing. Oh, this one definitely won't top it. Slick. Something cool looking here, whatever this is. Handle or something else. Supposed to be right there, I think. Yeah, it's broken. It's close though. Okay, I got a Druggist, and it's broken due to my stupidity. And a bowl. Actually, looks like it's almost there, except the chip there. Maybe I'll try to put it up there and keep it. Another bottle, I think. Oh man, it's broken. It was an earlier coffin. Most don't have a key mold base. I'm getting into 1870s trash now. Got a crude ply top there. And I got some stuff showing here. This layer is just a pain to dig though. It's sticking to my shovel and I can't tell if I'm digging a broken thing or a bottle or what. This thing here is just some kind of glass thing. What this is. Oh, it's a handle. Well, maybe it is. Hold on. No, it's not, but it was worth a try. But there's something else over here that looked really cool. Something syrup. I'm gonna turn my light on. It's right against that brick though, so I don't know if it's full or not. Well, I better not wedge it or be too rough because it could be pommel. Okay, I'm gonna dig this brick out and I'll film it. I'm gonna try to go slow because pre-1880s bottles are really hard to get. Okay, here it goes. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this bottle because I'm a dump digger and I know what common turn of the century bottles are, not these pre-1880s bottles. Oh, it's some kind of cough syrup. Look at that crude embossing. Oh, it's from Baltimore. J.W. Bulls. Oh, I have never seen a J.W. Bulls that early ever. Huh. That's a cooler one, though, that's for sure. Got a bottle here. What is this thing? Oh, Dr. Abe Balsh's German syrup. Well, Ellen Green, proprietor. I've seen those before. Alright. Looks 1880, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get a pommel bottle out of this or not. But I might. I got one here. What is this little guy? Oh, it is embossed. Just gotta be careful to hang on to it. Hessen. And Robbins. And it's got chip. At least I didn't do that though. Hit bottom. So now I'm trying to go for hopefully a squat soda or ball stale, one of them two. Anyway, I got a med here, which I like meds too, if they're whole. Well, I said I didn't want to find a Dr. King's new discovery, but this is the earliest looking one I've ever seen. Oh, wait a minute. This is not Chicago, this is Elkhart, Indiana. Cool. I wonder if Dr. King started in Elkhart instead of Chicago. Okay, I got a square, I think. I hope it's whole. Come on. This is really interesting. Never seen nothing like it before. Well, even though it's in terrible shape, I can't help but wonder what color it is. And I still can't keep the lights on. Flip something out. If it's down this far, it must be old. Even if it is a common bottle. Another JW Bulls from Baltimore. Well, no complaints from me. I like these earlier than average mass-produced bottles. At this point, I don't think they are mass-produced if they're this old. Okay, I see a marble. I think. Is it? Yeah. There's so many marbles in here. It's unreal. I got a ball showing here. I've been finding marbles like crazy. That's just a slick. Yeah, I don't know what this dark stuff is, but it reeks on. It's a pain to dig. Got a bottle. These extracts are so common down in here. More bottles. I don't even know I threw this over there. That was a slick anyway, so right in front of the shovels where it belongs. Smaller. Oh, nice. It says wick. It's full of medicine. There's one right here. That's a slick. Oh, got one. I'm trying to take it really slow in case I get something really good down here and I see something that has me excited. Looks like a flask of some kind. Or something. It's embossed, I think. But I don't know for sure. Oh, never mind. I think it's a D. James. No. Brown's Essence of Jamaican Ginger. Okay, well, it's still an old bottle. What's up, everyone? Took me a minute to get everything clean and to get the time to make a quick video. It's been over 2 months since I dug these, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started on them now. So this is the first thing I dug. It was in the cistern. I'm not sure what it is. It has a little pour spout there and has a bunch of funny stuff in it, so I wonder if it was used to hold paint or something. I have no idea. Also found a clay marble on top of a dumpy looking area, but it may be in with my other marbles, so we'll get to that later on. Anyway, I don't know what this is. It was in the privy. It kind of reminds me of the inside of a golf ball. I can't even remember what height I found this at, but I don't know what it is. Then here's a common Welch's from the 1920s. And here's a Vaseline jar, and the large size may turn purple. Here's a blown and mold cylinder whiskey, probably from around 1905 or so. And here's an 1880s looking extract, has that, or those cool lines on it there. So what I heard was it has something to do with temperatures, like maybe the mold was cold or something like that. I don't know. That's just what I heard. This thing I thought was some cool black glass piece. It was down deep in the privy, but it's actually aqua, so I don't even know what this could have been. I have no idea. It's not embossed and it's broken. And it's getting windy out here. Well, my bottles blew down, but that's okay. And next is this Milton extract. These are from Cincinnati. It's blown and mold. And next is this nice little pipe here. Find a lot of these. And then there's a doll. It's broken, but I figured I'd bring it home. It has hair. Most of the dolls I find don't. This thing's chipped, but I don't remember finding one of these before. Okay, I got it wrong. McKesson and Robbins. Probably not worth anything with a chip, really, but I don't know. Maybe just throw it in some lot or something. Tarrant and Company Druggist from New York. A second one. Those are probably 1890s. A machine-made Hood's Sarsaparilla. This one's the compound extract variant, so that makes it a little bit more desirable, at least, even though it's machine-made. And here's a normal Hood's. It says apothecary on the back. Here's a French Bros Bauer company out of Cincinnati. Here's another one that looks a little bit cooler. Has a slug plate instead and an address. I think that makes this one a little bit more desirable than the other, because I see a lot of these, but not as many of these, but French Bros Bauers are commanderies. Here's an 1880s cylinder with really thin glass. F. Brown's Essence of Jamaican Ginger from Philadelphia. Has an 1880s look. These are pretty common though. I've seen them around. Now for the fun part. You get to see the entire grouping of druggists. All these, everything in the screen but this. Jamaica Ginger is all druggists. So that's pretty good to get that many druggists in one day. And that's actually my record, so start with this one, E.L. Pike Pharmacist from Covington, Kentucky. Got 5 of them. And here's a small size G.A. Zwick Apothecary from Covington. Here's a medium-sized one. And here's a large one. So I get a complete run of G.A. Zwick Apothecary squares, so pretty good. Next is this nice little Smith and Worthington Pharmacy out of Cincinnati. I found Smith bottles and I found Worthington bottles, but I've never found a Smith and Worthington bottle. This one looks like it's from the 1880s. It just has that cruder looking embossing. And I got a couple, oh wait a minute, never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing. An O'Malley Pharmacist, or Pharmacies, Pike and Main Streets, 8th and Greenup Streets, Covington, Kentucky. I've actually dug several sizes of these, so I think this is actually a new size for me. And I got a couple Russells, and they're different sizes, so that means they both get to go in my collection. Here's the smaller one. One of them is cracked, unfortunately, but I'll just hang on to it till I get a better one, I guess. Yeah, neat looking bottles. This one's my favorite, and I broke it. A lot of people say that I'd break things with my yellow thing, but I don't even think I used my yellow thing at all in this dig. Max Coulon Apothecary with a monogram from Covington. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's a shame. Okay, I have a Posta Company lock from Cincinnati, Ohio. Patented 73, I think it says. I wonder if I could clean that up. I'll have to try. Then next is this really interesting lid here. It's ground at the bottom of it. I found shards of 2 fruit jars in there. One of them was one of them Hemingway patented 1860 jars. I can't remember what the other one was. I normally hate finding common bottles, but it is nice to see common bottles that are early. And here is an example of one of the 2 J.W. Bulls cough syrups I got from Baltimore. The ones that people normally find are just side embossed. They don't have a big cough syrup on the front panel. So those are nice to find. And here's a Dr. A. Boschi's German syrup. And this is another bottle that's normally embossed on the side only. I don't know if it says proprietor on this side or not, but I do find a lot of these side embossed LM green bottles. So an early LM green bottle with embossing on the front panel is pretty neat. Slicks aren't that exciting, but early slicks are. This one had to be really, really close to being Pownell. I mean, the top is just so crude looking. Very crude bottle. And this is something really cool looking. I don't know what it is, but it just looks really early, so I brought it home even though it's broken. See, it's broken there, it's broken there. Banner, and it has some stars. Improved. So I don't know what that is, so if you want, you can leave a comment and let me know. I'm not really a privy digger because they're so hard to find, but sometimes I get lucky. So I'm not familiar with pre-1890s bottles and whatnot. Here's another early bottle. Actually, it's an inkwell. It's got a nice applied top, and at first I thought this was an umbrella ink, but now I'm thinking the correct term would be a fluted ink. And it has a hinge mold with a star on the base. It's really early looking. It has to be at least 1870s. I mean, I guess it could be 1880s, but I'd say 1870s. And then here is a really cool one. Resellers Druggist. It has an applied top, and it is from Pittsburgh. Too bad it wasn't a Cincinnati one, but you know what? I'll take any early bottles I can get like that. This one was found higher up in the privy. It's a Caswell, Hazard and Company chemist from New York and Newport. I believe this is the only cobalt bottle I got out of the whole privy. And it's a lot cooler than the bromo or milk of magnesia or Laxel or some random slick. So that makes it a little bit special. And I find a lot of Heinz's, but not this one. This is one I've never found before. Heinz Bros and Company, Pittsburgh, PA. So it doesn't say H.J. Heinz, it just says Heinz Bros. And it has it looks like a shield with a Maltese cross in the center. And it's aqua, it's not clear. So, yeah, I think this is my first aqua Heinz. Well, besides those, I take that back. I have dug a few aqua Heinz's before. But this is the first aqua ketchup-shaped Heinz. So I've got some random horseradish-looking Heinz's. But most of the ketchup form ones are clear. And here's a cool one. It's a transition soda, I believe, because it had a cork in it. I guess it is possible that someone took out the hutch stopper and put a cork in it, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So it's either a really early hutch or transition soda. F. Fritz and Son, Covington, Kentucky. Ball scene's kind of weak, but it's still an earlier one. Has to be at least 1890s. Could easily be 1880s. That's the only soda I got from the dig. Next up is a new cure. I've never found one of these before. It looks like a hood sarsaparilla or one of them Simmons liver regulators. I think that's the name of it, but this is a different one. Dr. Costa's Radical Cure. And it's from Philadelphia, like a lot of these cures are, but this one is not one I would consider mass-produced because I've never found one before. So, I don't know, I'm almost tempted to keep it for myself, even though I'm more into local stuff. And I know I was saying I hope I didn't find any common bottles like Dr. King's, but again, when I find an early variant of an otherwise common bottle, it makes me change my mind. I mean, this has really different looking embossing too. It's just, I could tell it's a lot older than the average Dr. King's is. That's not showing up very good there. There you go. It's for consumption. And this one has a different city. It still does say the Buckland and Company on the side, like they all do. But this one is from Elkhart, Indiana, instead of Chicago. I've never found an Elkhart one before. Smooth base, but it does have a crude applied top, and I'm sure an Elkhart collector would appreciate something like this. And then had a broken ale. Just figured why not bring the shards home, because I can use this base half for a marble carrier. So 4 of these I believe were found close to the top. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And the others were found around the bottom, and I got some different looking ones that are really cool. So this one has a different texture than a clay marble. I don't know what it's made of, but something's different about it. And then this one, it kind of looks like a clay marble, but it has like blue or purple stripes. I'm colorblind, so my bad on not knowing the color. Well, it has some other color too. It's like black or green, I don't know. But the point is, it's different. Then I got this here. This is a different looking one. It's got some kind of glaze on it. Different colors. And then I got these two. They're shooters. One has a weird green pattern, and the other, I don't know, it just looks really cool. I've never seen one like it before. But the sad part is I had to leave a ton of marbles because it was getting dark, and I was just so wore out because that top part I had to undercut and cave in so it wouldn't crush me about killed me, because that stuff was almost rock hard, and it just took so long to deal with that, and I had to dig like crazy to get to the bottom, which is why I dug fast and probably broke some things. I know I broke that good apothecary, but yeah, this doesn't even represent half of the marbles I found. Despite the construction company taking off 7 foot of dirt, leaving me with an option to dig a hole into the side and just throw the dirt out from 7 foot down, I still couldn't get out without pulling some dirt back in through the hole because it was brick lined and it was really slick. And as stated earlier, I couldn't get back in time because they buried all the other marbles I missed under 7 foot of dirt. But that privy was really weird. It had that dark layer that stunk and a bunch of wood in it. That was the first one I dug like that. But yeah, you dig out a chunk of that black crap, whatever it was, and you could see all kinds of marbles stuck in the chunks. It was really cool. I've never seen nothing like that before. But my wife was nice enough to buy me a headlamp, so if I can remember to bring it with me from now on, then I shouldn't have that problem anymore. Lastly, are 2 more bottles. The first is why you bring the shards home. See, I found the bottom half of this nice Walker ale from Cincinnati, and so I was digging the bottom out, and then I found this piece here, and what do you know, it fits like a glove. There's just a tiny little area where it's missing some really tiny shards right there, so I may or may not keep it for myself. If I can get something decent for it as is, I may end up selling it, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to sell my only black glass ale, because I guess black glass isn't black, except for like the Mission Dry Orange sodas from the 30s, but it's actually a dark green, and it's so dark, even with the sun behind it, you can't even hardly see through it. But yeah, this is a major crier. I don't know what these are worth in good shape, but someone's asking $950 for one on eBay. But I think these are probably the most common Cincinnati ale. So this one here is probably the most valuable find. Wine Bitter Woods Tonic, Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know why it says wine bitter instead of not bitters. I saw where one had sold for quite a bit in an auction a while back, but I don't think it actually brought the estimated price, and I'm guessing the reason for that is because it says bitter instead of bitters, because I've never seen a bottle like that before. But I guess all the examples of this bottle are like that. Anyway, it's a really cool bottle. It's got an applied top, and it's going to need a good tumble. I'd say it's probably from the 1870s or maybe 1880s. It's got some really nice looking panels. So I might make a deal with my one buddy and see if he can tumble it up, or we can make a trade. So I guess that is it for the privy dig, and that's why I prefer to dig privies now instead of dumps. But again, they're just so hard to find. Who knows, maybe I'll find one eventually. It's already into February now. I've only dug one time this year so far.